Hey YouTube, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be discussing, for me, what it's like to have Sun in the 12th house. And just a disclaimer, not everybody with the same astrological aspects are going to display them in the same way. You got to look at the charts, the aspects touching it, the person's background, their taste, etc. Everybody's different. So in this video, I'm going to be telling my 12th house Sun experiences. Um, when the sun is in the 12th house, it makes one extremely imaginative. Like we can play a song in the back of our mind like that. Like we're we can watch shows like there's images in our mind. It's like we can listen to our favorite tune even without hearing it on the radio. It's pretty cool. Um, Sun in the 12th house people are empathic to the first degree. We are sensitive in one way or another, um, especially when we're in public places, because we're psychic to energy and auras and vibes, etc. And sometimes this can feel kind of painful, especially in a larger crowd with, I guess, people you don't really know or more negative people. Sun in the 12th house is powerful for the music, the arts, photography, anything humanitarian. I find that people, because 12th house suns, they're more discreet. People tell me their secrets all the time. People I just meet, they tell me things about them that normally the average person, they wouldn't tell anybody else. And we're good at keeping secrets. Um, Traditional interpretations say sun in the 12th house people, they might want to work in a hospital or institution or an asylum. Me, no. Hospitals are horrible places. My stepdad, he has appointments there all the time. He's a veteran. They are the most gloomy places you can ever be in. The only time I'll ever work in a hospital or an asylum is if they pay a lot of money. And believe me, I'll take a vacation like every week if I work there. Um, People with their sun in the 12th house, the personality might be a little bit more clandestine. Um, we're more sensitive to negative repercussions, so we're gonna do a little bit more introspecting before we actually do something in public. This sun in the 12th house is perfect for politicians because it gives one more time to think about their actions and how they're gonna, if they have a goal, how they're gonna bring it into fruition. Um, the 12th house is very sensitive to energy, and you know, sometimes a lot of people who are in emotional distress, they naturally come to 12th house people. I don't know, it just, we emanate this energy that hurting people or people who are in some kind of emotional distress, they naturally trust us and they feel safe around us. When I'm the one in some kind of distress, I find a lot of astrologers, they don't talk about this, but people with their sun in the 12th house, regardless of sun sign, we get along great with people with their sun in the 4th and 8th house. Some of my best friends have a 4th house sun. Like they have that protective energy. Like you can cry on their shoulder, or you can come to them when you're in some kind of distress. And it's the same way with people with sun in the 12th house. Um, when it comes to spirituality, um, it really helps me, and it really lifts my spirits high. I find that the arts and the music does the same effect. People with strong 12th house placements, Neptune placements, planets in Pisces, they really know how to reach out to the public in collective ways through the arts and music. A lot of famous musicians have 12th house suns because in their imagination they see images and they hear sounds and they're effectively able to put it down on the piece of paper or into a musical note. And then they can reach out to people through their insights, etc. This is a common theme for 12th house suns and people with Neptune aspects, etc. Another cool thing about 12th house sun, having the sun in the 12th house, is that we're very dreamy people. I have talked to angels, deceased family members, even soldiers who were killed in war through dreams, and many times I receive information about people through dreams. Yeah, I write them down all the time. I have Mercury in the 12th house, so I can communicate with these people. But since we live in the modern age, the 12th house is usually tagged with escapism. But escapism can take many forms. It doesn't have to be as extreme as drugs or alcohol. Since we live in the modern age, I spend a lot of time in a virtual reality, like on the computer, or playing video games, watching TV, etc., listening to my iPod. The 12th house is the house of inner living, and people who are more introverted, they might get sucked into their imaginations. Don't let that happen. As a human being, we're social beings and we need to be around other people. Living in isolation for long periods of time, unless you're a monk or you want it, is not a good thing. A lot of 12th house suns, growing up, the father figure might have been distant or absent, and through their friends, family members, peers, etc., lovers, they try to find that masculine, more fatherly energy. I'm guilty of this. I've done this like 1,000,000,000 times. Carmen Turner wrote an article about this. She said that people with their sun in the 12th house are meant to find that true paternal energy through God and the universe. And I've been told many times this in my life through my mother, and she doesn't even know anything about this kind of stuff. Let's see. Sun in the 12th house is it has similarities with Sun and Pisces and Sun Neptune aspects. So if you're reading Sun in the 12th house on the internet and you can't really identify with the interpretations, etc., type in Sun in Pisces or Sun square trine conjunct Neptune, etc. Let's see. Astroecologist did a pretty good job on Sun in the 12th house. He said that 12th house suns can be dreamy romantics and that we perpetuate secret relationships, etc. I find this true, and most of my sacrifices come through love relationships, etc. He also said we have imaginary friends. As corny and cheesy as that sounds, it's kind of true. Let's see. Astroecologist says that on a low vibration, people with their sun in the 12th house might impose, I guess, their past life or existential problems on others. I've done that out of malice and spite, especially those who hurt me intentionally. So yeah, astroecologists and astrology and death have some pretty contemporary 12th house interpretations that I can relate wholeheartedly. Let's see. They also said that the 12th house is the house of boundless imagination, and I find that true. The 12th house also rules heavier emotional states. So sometimes, with the sensitivity of a 12th house sun, it might feel like an emotional quagmire, etc. and we get bogged down in emotional matters or existential problems, etc. Yeah, I find that true. But I know if you're a 12th house sun, you probably have a lot of ideas and dreams and images and sounds in your head, and you don't really know where they're coming from. Write them down. Try to make them public. You know, the 12th house has a lot of wonderful gifts. You have to recognize them and you have to grab a hold of them. But I write all the time my insights, my dreams, experiences, etc. It will really help. I think if you don't recognize these images and sounds, etc., that come into your mind, it can bring a lot of confusion. And it can become like a part of yourself that you don't really recognize. And this is a very 12th house thing when we become blind to certain things, so we might hide stuff from ourselves. Don't do that. If you have insights, ideas, dreams, etc., write them down and tell them to other people. They might be amazed and stuff. So this concludes my experiences of Sun in the 12th house. If you can't really relate to this video, it's okay. I can identify with maybe 50% of the 12th house Sun interpretations. Feel free to add me on Facebook. We have a 12th house astrological group. I'm the admin. Feel free to talk to me, message me, whatever. Thank you for watching my video, and have a great and awesome day.